Hi, I'm Hayden Wilcox, and we're here at the groundbreaking for the Student Experience Center, where many students and faculty alike are excited to see this project finally come to fruition.
Then, students are biking from Corvallis to DC without leaving the quad. Find out how Pi Kappa Phi is pushing students to pedal faster.
Finally, the Beaver Store is moving. Find out where, why, and what students are saying about it on tonight's episode of the Beaver News.
Good evening and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Ashley VanPelt.
And I'm Anna Singer. We're glad you could join us this evening. During the Great Depression, the Memorial Union was built for a student body of only 3,500 people. Now this student center is the smallest of the Pac-10 schools and the oldest on the West Coast. The Campus Planning Committee took note of this 3 years ago when they proposed the idea of creating a new student experience center, and luckily this proposal has since passed. Today, many members of the community of ASOSU and university administration came together to officially break ground for the new building.
This is the day we stop to honor the work and leadership of students who've gotten us to this point where we will soon begin to see these facilities rise out of the ground.
But most of all, it will be an opportunity center where students can learn and practice leadership and teamwork.
This is really the realization of a lot of hours spent working really hard.
This center will be the state-of-the-art facility for those students to come and learn, build, get that experience that will get them professional multimedia careers out in the real world.
You know, I guess as astronauts talk about escaping the bounds of Earth, it will help students escape the bounds of Snell Hall.
The new building, the SEC, will be a community center for students and the new home of several student programs that currently reside in Snail Hall, such as ASOSU, Student Media, Greek Life, Student Leadership, and the Community Service Center, just to name a few. The new building will also free up space within the MU to provide additional meetings and study space for students and student organizations.
The concept of this building will also include a new outdoor plaza between the MU and the SEC, which will feature a rain-proof structure overhead to enable groups and events the use of outdoor space even during poor weather. This covered outdoor space was the #1 requested building feature that student organizations requested 2 years ago.
Student Media is very pleased to hear that the top floor of the building will be reserved for student media and production activities. The new building calls for a brand new equipment for student media services, including a new workstation for the combined mediums of student media, a new television studio, and a recording booth for 88.7 KBVR FM. Another feature is that the building will be designed to meet the LEED Silver certification standards, meaning that it will be a sustainable building.
However, some students are worried about how parking on campus is going to be even more of a hassle, seeing as it is already nearly impossible to find a close parking spot. But OSU transportation and parking officials are working on developing proposals for how to compensate this loss. Whether the building was being constructed or not, the parking lot was planned to be removed anyways to try and create a pedestrian core to the campus. Construction on the new building will begin at the end of June and will span the next few years and is estimated to be completed by January 2015.
So did you get a chance, or do you have trouble finding parking here on campus?
You know, I do. I actually drive to school every day. I probably shouldn't. I should probably ride my bike more, but I at least go to, 2 or 3 different parking lots before actually finding a spot close to campus. So we'll see what this new building brings, but I'm definitely excited to see it. So.
Yeah, the building actually sounds really great, and hopefully we get the same reaction from students.
Yeah, definitely.
Students are pedaling from Corvallis to Washington, D.C., or they would be if they were actually moving. Yesterday, we reported on Pi Kappa Phi Philanthropy, Pedaling America, a philanthropy aimed at raising money for Americans with disabilities. The group started their journey yesterday at noon and have been going ever since. Last night, we checked in on the group to see how they were doing.
So this afternoon we started up roughly at 12 o'clock is when we started. And for this event, it's called Pedals for Push. And we are going to try to bike across America from Corvallis to Washington, D.C. in 48 hours straight. So we're going to be out here all day. We started today at noon, and we're going till Friday at noon. So 48 hours straight pedaling. We have 7 bikes. We hopefully keep them going at all times. We're going to see how many miles we can ride. Our goal is 3,000, which is exactly the front steps of Washington, D.C. We're at 1,140 miles, not including what the guys have pedaled right now. Right now, I think one of the guys behind me is at close to 70 miles. He's been here pretty much since noon, and he's roughly, I think, at 70 miles right now.
I have not stopped at all. I'm trying to go for 100 miles straight. So hopefully these guys will give me something nice if I go for 100 miles straight.
What do you get if you go for 100 miles?
I don't know yet. They're saying they're going to do something special for me, so we'll see.
So a few guys in the house, we're kind of doing a little friendly competition with each other so you can ride the most miles. And so for every 10 miles we ride, we're putting stickers on our shirts to kind of just show everyone else how far we've ridden and stuff like that. And it's just another question to ask when you're talking to people about our event.
3.6 miles, and you got the speed right there. And so it's just trip distance, and you reset it for every person. And that's what we've been told the miles.
When we tell them that we're trying to ride across America in 48 hours, a lot of them are really intrigued about why and like how we're doing it and how far we've gotten and stuff like that. We've not gotten a bad response of anyone. Everyone seems really positive about what we're doing, and everyone says good luck. And it's been a really positive thing for not only for us, but the whole entire community.
What drives me is that I'm proud that I'm part of a fraternity that supports such a great cause like Push America, and I just want to do my part to raise awareness for people with disabilities across the nation.
Salem's like 30, isn't it?
We're here, it's day 2 of Pedals for Push, and we are just under 2,000 miles. Really close. We got people riding hard. We're at probably about, 30 organizations that come by right now. Just come by and ride with us, and it's been a ton of fun. We've had about almost 100 riders come through now, and it's been a great time.
I was here last night from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. I myself personally biked 58 miles, and my butt is kind of feeling it now. It was good to have friends with us and biking for a cause.
And when we checked in with Pi Kappa Phi, they said that they already covered over 2,355 miles, and they believe that they will be able to reach their goal in the next 8 hours.
So did you get a chance to go out there and try riding the bikes?
I didn't get a chance to ride, but it was awesome to see so many people who were participating, and it was awesome to see so many people involved.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't get a chance either, but I went out there, and I just can't believe that they were out there for so long and that they were out there overnight. And it's for such a great cause, and hopefully they can do it over the next few years, and it's not the only time. So
it's awesome to see.
With the groundbreaking of the Student Experience Center, the Beaver Store prepares to move to its new expanded location. Beaver News reporter Jessica Augustine has the story.
For nearly a year now, students and staff near 26th and Washington have been listening to table saws and jackhammers, awaiting the completion of a new bookstore. Initial reasons for the relocation included an expiring lease at the MU and the removal of central campus parking.
The available space, being close to campus, being attached to the parking garage, to kind of endear ourselves to the Corvallis community as well as the campus community, really a driving force behind that decision.
Students can expect wider aisles and security cameras, eliminating the need for cubbies and lockers. Textbooks and merchandise will be on the same floor, and the extra space will allow for more cashiers.
Also the increased volume that we're going to have in that space, going from about 30,000 square feet at our current location to about 50,000 square feet in our new location, is going to help us better serve our membership through hopefully higher volume of merchandise sales, which can subsidize our textbook discounts.
I enjoy the bookstore, so I think it'd be great to have more room for more merchandise and stuff like that.
But as a student, it's going to be a little harder because I live on the other side of campus and stuff, so to go get my books and other supplies, it's a little farther walk, so the accessibility is not as well.
I think it would be great to have a Dutch Bros, perfect for game day. Step over there, get some Dutch Bros at halftime.
I think I'll miss the core location on campus. I think that's an important tradition. I love walking through to the Union and have for 35 years, and to me that's an integral part of the way a campus should be centralized.
Grand opening is scheduled for September 21st and will include a fun run, OSUFO fashion show, and an autograph session with the return of famous OSU alumni. This is Jessica Augustine for the Beaver News.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the new student store in action. Well, we reached the end of our show, but we know we can't leave without hearing what Allison has to say about the latest film to hit the silver screen. Here's Allison at the movies.
Thanks, Ashley. Ever since I was 12, I loved reading The Great Gatsby, not to mention watching Leo DiCaprio on the silver screen. Along with having read the book, I've seen the 1974 version of The Great Gatsby several times over. Ever since Warner Brothers announced its production, I have been anxiously waiting to see the newest adaptation of F. Scott Fitzgerald's 1920s American classic. In the film, the sets were lavish and the music and parties were cool, while rocking out to time period specific jazz mixed with modern day music written by Lana Del Rey and Jay-Z. I have to say the cars and clothing were incredible. Unfortunately, I can only say that the film should have been called The Good Gatsby at best. In my opinion, the stagecraft and music should only be a supporting backdrop to the actors during the telling of this classic American story. In the movie, the sets prop up the actors, not the other way around, and the music frankly falls flat. But to the production's credit, the extravagant sets could have told the story in and of itself, despite the fact that the actors couldn't pull through with the roles they were meant to play. As I sat through the movie, I was struck by the fact that I had seen this Baz Luhrmann film several times before. However, the other times I saw it, it was called Romeo and Juliet, Moulin Rouge, or Australia. Luhrmann uses the same film techniques, staging, and light in The Good Gatsby, as he did in his previous films. I'll give him a point for consistency, however. His greatest sin of all is that he has told the same story of doomed romance over and over again. Luhrmann has to be the most hopelessly romantic man in Hollywood, but he also has to be one of the least creative. It's time for a change of pace, Baz. Lastly, I believe 1970s Robert Redford is the iconic J. Gatsby. DiCaprio just doesn't wear the role well. His lines seem forced and he looks uncomfortable from the start to finish. Real-life friend and sidekick in the movie, Tobey Maguire's Nick Carraway doesn't have a chance to help save him. I think only Carey Mulligan's Daisy best duplicates Fitzgerald's vision. On the Headley scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, I give The Great Gatsby a 6.5. And that's what's playing at the movies. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Allison. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Ashley VanPelt.
And I'm Anna Singer. We're glad you could join us this evening.
For more of your Beaver News, be sure to watch us on YouTube, find us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at Beaver News. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.